All right, so basically, we have found a way to kind of live sync information between our tools back up to IT Glue so that we don't have to like have it as part of our process to always remember, oh, we have to go to IT Glue and update this thing because it just gets forgotten. It's part of our process, but people forget. So we just start list first organizations, pretty simple stuff. And then from there, I have it break out. I only have 2 tasks at the moment, but I'm continuing to build this out and probably will for a long time. So we'll just start with the CW manage one. So if you know ConnectWise Manage, you know that it has like a pop-up box when you click on a customer. We call it the company note. And we're basically syncing that up to IT Glue and putting it in the quick note that appears at the top. So we basically just pull in the org ID and name. I will click this to open the sub workflow. Start by double checking the company status because the way we have it set up is all customers that have that pop-up box are active-note. So basically, if they're not that, it just exits. So once we know that it has that, we get that custom note, which we just use this endpoint. Company is their name, and then custom status notes. And we get our IT Glue organization. We just use the org variable for that. And we actually put it in the quick note, which in IT Glue's case is just you get the whole organization, or you update the whole organization, and then under quick notes, you just throw in that custom status. And I can pull up a result here really quick, maybe, or no, maybe I just don't have any. Of course, I'm not going to have any for a demo. Okay, well, didn't get lucky today. But yeah, the gist of it is it just pulls that company note and then dumps it into IT Glue. The second one it does is for ConnectWise Automate for our patching windows. So we have an extra data field in, well, 4 technically, in ConnectWise Automate that specifies what day we do reboots on, the time, what day we patch, and what time, which our standard is pretty much, for example, reboot at like 2 a.m. That way there's no pending reboots, and then patch 1 hour later at 3 a.m. Well, let me open this up. So we use the maintenance window in IT Glue to do that. So we pull that open, filter by the organization, get their maintenance window and patching. Oh, forgot the check at the top just checks that they're in automate. We have some very rare cases where people aren't in automate, so got to do your error checking. Get our maintenance window, get our automate extra data fields. So we're just pulling that for the client. Then we are using a data alias to pick the ones we want. And you can see here we're basically just picking those 4. We got all of our EDS, and we're just pulling out the ones for patching day and time, reboot day and time. And then for each, we're just pulling out the EDF drop-down settings is what Automate calls it, and whatever that value is. I do a 12-hour time format just so it's nice and pretty and people don't have to figure out a 24-hour time. Yeah, so for the patching time, basically just do some parsing to make it so it's 12-hour time, %I, then the minute, and then AM, PM. And then it's identical for reboot time, do your 12-hour time. From there, we're basically turning it into just a string that we put up in IT Glue. So patching occurs on what day, what time, reboots occur on what day, what time. And then from there, we have it up in IT Glue. That's everything it does for now, and then I can quickly just showcase another one I'm working on that's not in production. But syncing emergency procedures. So when you go to the dashboard in IT Glue, there's an emergency procedures basically saying, hey, if an emergency comes in at 2 a.m., this is who you call, this is when they want to be contacted, all that fun stuff. So that is a flexible asset under the site summary. So we just pull that up. I have a filter to pull out the HTML tags just because IT Glue stores those with the tags in it. And if you try and sync that down to automate, it looks really ugly. So I just rip out all the HTML tags. go into automate. Again, we're just pulling all of our EDFs, extra data fields. And we have one called, I believe, yeah, it's emergency details. And basically just puts it in there. And then that way what happens is when we get an after hours alert, that EDF goes into an email and gets sent to our tech, and it right there has all the emergency details, and they don't have to log in IT Glue and worry about all that stuff. And we're just kind of figuring out the process on how I want to get all that updated, so it's not in here yet, but I'll do that eventually. And that's just like a quick showcase of what I'm doing for IT Glue updating.